Not even close with family, why the fuck would I want friends? Let's go. Fuck the ones who talking, bitch, I'm lit. Alright. $1 million worth of cars, no lease, no rent. I'm only 20, can't nobody tell me shit. I'm slime.
In my head, but I'm still dreadful. And I got plenty of bread, so I go to bed full. I'm in it to win it, I'm all in. I might call you my cuz, young blood.
Today here on Off the Field, I'm standing here with Javan Allison, sophomore defensive back out of Miami Norland Senior High School out of Miami, Florida. What age did you actually start playing football?
I started playing flag football when I was 5 years old, and then I transitioned to tackle when I was 7.
Wow. So it takes years to build up to the type of player that you are, obviously. Now, when it comes to, being a student athlete, how do you balance being a student and an athlete? I'm talking about your studies and, your well-being, your mental health. How do you balance those things?
Well, first off, I start by blocking out any negativity. I keep a positive mindset, and I make sure I stay on top of my grades and my assignments and turn them in on time, so there won't be any slip-ups. And then I always save time. Sometimes I always save time for like training and stuff like that. But I make sure student comes first before athlete.
Right. Javan, I know you just transferred to this school. You're getting used to the football program, but you're really explosive on the field and off the field. I know yesterday was a scrimmage that you guys had. Spring game was last week. Walk me through the game yesterday and how the spring game was last week.
Well, we had picked teams, maroon against the gray team, and it was a good game, good, fun, and scrimmage. We had the school come out and watch. It was close to a fundraiser also because we had selling tickets to the students. It was a good game. I'd say the maroon team won. I was on the gray team, but it was a good, fun game. The spring game was also fun. We played Coconut Creek and Atlantic High School. We won both games. It was a jamboree.
So, you were on the gray team, right? What is something that you thought you could have worked on when it came to that game?
We could have communicated a little bit more, and I wish our offense was a little bit more prepared. Right. Defense on both sides, maroon and gray, held it down on locking up and making sure the offense doesn't score.
So what do you like about the football program here so far? I know, you transferred from another school. How was that transition, and what do you like the football program so far?
To me, the transition was good, and the difference between this program and the last program I was at, the coaches are a lot more active on the field with us, and also they're more intense, and then especially in weight room. It's hard in the weight room. Okay. Because the stuff he make us do is like he a military coach. Okay. And then it's just better here, it feels. And it's more coaches also. We didn't have a lot of coaches at my last program.
Okay. And what was the name of the previous school for people to know?
Michael Dr. Kropp Senior High School.
What went into your decision making when it came to choosing this school and this football program?
Well, at first, my dad was trying to figure out, do he want me to move? Because he stays in Georgia. Do he want me to move in Georgia? Because we was going to leave that program so I can go to a new and better program. And then my coach had reached out to me that he wanted me to come to this school and play for them. And then we talked about it, talked to my mom and my dad, and then that's what made us transfer to this school.
So it's great that your parents are really involved in your decision making, right? Yeah. What else do you love about your parents being involved in your athletic journey?
I love that my parents support me on this journey, and they'll do a lot for me on this journey when it comes down to getting me help with training, getting me help with strength, speed, all that. And the interactive, they get to know the coaches, and they also be on the field too. Right. Yes.
What is something that you like about the coaches here, when it comes to them implementing academics and things of that nature, stressing the importance of academics and, college scouts and recruiting? What is something that you like specifically about these coaches? Because Miami is known to have a lot of talent when it comes to producing football players like yourself. So give people some kind of insight on what you like about the coaches here.
like hard on you. They make sure you're on top of your work, your assignments, and they're hard on you when you're doing on-field work and weight room work. They're always on top of you. They make sure you doing your job, your assignment. Sometimes when you mess up, they'll talk to you, and sometimes don't mess up because it's not good.
What happens if, you're kind of struggling in a class? What are some of the options they give you?
Struggling in the class, they'll, go to tutoring. Sometimes you'll miss weight room to go to tutoring so you can get helped out. And messing up on the field, if you're new, a transfer or anything like that, incoming player, they'll talk to you at first and then, build you up, make sure you know the plays and stuff. And then, if you're a veteran, they'll be on you because you need to know this stuff.
Right. So when it comes to your teammates, what do you like about your captain so far?
My captain, he's good. He makes sure the quarterback and the defensive captain, they make sure they stay on top of you with bringing energy to the table. They bring a lot of energy, and they make sure you in weight room working. They make sure you're in the field working. They make sure you in school working. They make sure you out of school working. They stay on top of you,
Right.
and they build you up. They don't just they talk to you sometimes if you need it, stuff like that.
Yeah, well, because some captains can come off as bullies. For the younger kids who aspire to be like you, what advice would you give them when it comes to, stressing the importance of your grades? Because I know recently in the past few days, Deion Sanders just made history at the University of Colorado for helping his boys, his team, getting the highest GPA, which is something off the field, and that's being a student first. So what advice do you give to the younger kids?
1, never give up. 2, make sure it's easier to keep good grades than to bring up your bad grades. Especially when you're coming into high school, you don't want to start your 9th grade year off with a bad GPA because it's harder to bring that up. It's easier to maintain a 3.5, 4.0, and it's easier to maintain that. So I advise you to keep up with your grades and don't slip off with that.
That's awesome. So for the younger kids, you guys really need to pay attention and hear stuff like that because he's living it live in the flesh. How has the brotherhood been on the team in general?
The brotherhood is good. I'm a new transfer, but I gotten close with the football players recently, and it's getting better. And then the players from track, they starting to come in. It's quick brotherhood. It's no hate, nothing. On the field, we competitive,
Right.
but off the field, we brothers.
I love to hear that. Javan, off the field, you're also really accomplished. You're an author. You were the first young ambassador for the National Asthma and Allergy Foundation. Kind of walk me through how you accomplished these things at such a young age.
It started off in 2018. I had a severe asthma attack, and then my mom had asked me would I like to write a book to bring awareness to asthma, anxiety, ADHD to the parents and some people that have it, that how it feels, mostly for the parents, on how it feels for their child to have an asthma attack or to have ADHD or being hyper or to be nervous when having anxiety. So then that's when we started writing the books. 4th grade was my first book, asthma, and then I wrote 5th grade I wrote ADHD, and then 9th grade I wrote anxiety. Not 9th grade, 6th grade I wrote anxiety.
Do you hear yourself? That's so impressive, and that's something that you should be really proud of because not many athletes do something like that at such a young age. So I know it's called The Adventures of Javan, the 3 A's. Yeah, I love to hear that. And you were the first young ambassador for such a huge organization. What was that experience like for you?
The experience, it was good. I didn't get over my head or anything like that.
Okay.
I know my mom, she helped out a lot. She was a big support also. And mainly, if it wasn't for my mom, I don't know where I'd be right now.
That's awesome. Gotta love your mom, of course. I know you're gonna really take care of her one day when you make it to the league, or when you become a successful sports agent or something else off the field. It's not just about making it to the NFL. Speaking of that, what are some other things that you aspire to be aside from being a professional athlete or professional football player?
It started 6th grade. I was in the theater program.
Okay.
Up until the 9th grade, and it's still kind of in me, so I could be an actor from here and there. So that's another backup. Arthur's another backup. I know right now at Miami Norland, I'm in the sports medicine program, and that's what I also want to study in college. So it's like being a sports trainer wouldn't be bad for when I grow up.
That's awesome. I mean, and I know we were sitting here talking about a few colleges that you may potentially be interested in, but even though you don't have a number one school yet, what do you look for when you are picking out a football program or or a university to attend that has a sports medicine program? What are some of the things that you're looking for?
I look for a good program, high GPA requirements, the class I would like to study, sports medicine, and I look for like good coaching, hard coaching, and then sometimes I see I research the school, see what's about it. I see if I really want to attend the school. I wouldn't just, Alabama offered me, I just want to go to Alabama now, just because from what you heard, and I just want to make sure I pick the right school for when I grow up, when I get older.
That's so true. A lot of people just go based off what they hear, hearsay. And yeah, Alabama. Who doesn't want to go to Alabama? Even though Nick Saban is no longer the coach, name just 3 schools that you would potentially be interested in.
University of Miami, Florida State, and Clemson.
Okay. Those are all really good schools. Now, when it comes to the style of coaching, name some coaches that you actually, you like and you follow.
My favorite, I like Deion Sanders. Prime time.
Okay. Wow. And we were just talking about Deion Sanders. Why do you like his style of coaching? I mean, he's not just a Florida boy, but what else do you like about his style of coaching?
I like he a hard coach. He also a DB that made it to the NFL. So it's like, who wouldn't want to listen or be coached by a former NFL player? And he know what it takes to get there. He know what hard work it takes, the effort, all of that. He knows what it takes to get to the NFL because he's been there before. Right. Also, I'm pretty sure he's in the Hall of Fame. Right.
And he played other sports too, baseball, and he just, he's helping his team understand the importance of grades and that GPA and how, you can't just fall on just sports, alone. So that's awesome to hear that Deion Sanders is your number one coach that you look up to. That's so awesome. So Javan, let's have a little bit of fun. We were having all these serious questions, and I want to ask you, what is it about South Florida football? What's in the water? What's in the air? What is it about the talent down here, the training, the development? What is it?
South Florida football, we just got that dog in us. We athletic, we smart, we fast, physical. We just outrank the other states. We just over the top good. Some people compare us to Georgia. I'm not saying Georgia or Texas, California, they have bad football, but we just better.
Right. So you would say Florida produces the best?
Florida produces the best athletes.
Okay, you heard it fair and square. Now, when it comes to the NFL, give me your top 3 NFL DBs right now.
Right now, my top 3.
Your top 3.
At certain, J.C. Horn, and honorable mention, Jalen Ramsey. He was hurt for a lot of the season. Okay. I like Jalen Ramsey. Okay. And
that's your top 3. You got one more you want to add in there?
I'm gonna sit with those 3.
Okay. Give me your top 3 NFL teams.
Top 3. Seattle Seahawks. That's my favorite team. Okay. Kansas City Chiefs. It's not because of Mahomes.
It's not because of Mahomes.
I always like the Chiefs before Mahomes, if anything. And dang, it always been them 2. I could pick a third.
Is it the Dolphins by any chance?
Dolphins, no.
I mean, we are in Florida.
I never liked the Dolphins, so I'm not just gonna like the Dolphins all of a sudden. They got Tyreek Hill, Jalen Ramsey. Tyreek Hill, he's like that. That's my dog.
He's that guy.
Besides the time he got jammed by Snead, but we're not gonna talk about that.
Okay.
Seattle Seahawks, Kansas City Chiefs, and Houston, Texas. C.J. Stroud, I really like him. And Tank Dell, his route's so smooth. and like it's so fresh, and I'm gonna guard him one day.
Okay.
Lock him up.
I hear that. I mean, CJ Stroud, that is a former Buckeye, so I'm all ears when it comes to that. No, I'm just kidding. But
At certain.
well, Javan, I know you're going to be ranked as one of the top DBs in the nation here out of South Florida. I know you're going to make your mom proud, but I'm really excited to seeing you this upcoming season. You're going to be explosive on the field. I know you guys are going to beat your rival team. So let's just put that out there. And then, do you have a message, a heartfelt message that you want to say to your mom? I know Mother's Day just passed, but Father's Day is coming up. Any type of heartfelt message you want to give to your parents?
I love you, Mom and Dad. I'm doing this for y'all.
I love to hear that. Well, Javan, it was a pleasure speaking with you, and thanks for coming on Off the Fields.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.